Hi loves, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. I am Chinwendo, and in today's tutorial I'll be sharing with you guys how to cut and sew a padded blouse with a monostrap neckline. It is very simple, and if this is what you're interested in learning, stay tuned until the end of this tutorial. Now what I have on top my table is my pattern that I've already drafted out. Okay, now you could see that this is a shoulder princess that bustier. I've actually made this pattern, and I don't know when it's going up on the channel, but before I post this it must have gone up. All right, so you can see that I have the center front and the side fronts, and then for the back what I have right there is just a waist dart and our normal back pattern. Okay, so I'm going to have to remove this pattern, and then you can see that I've already cut my pattern on my fabric and the lining piece. So I have the center fronts, and I also made use of a wadding for the double padding. Okay, now you can see, if you take a look at the wadding, you would notice that I reduced it by half an inch on both sides. This is because by the time I join this, I want it to like lay flat when I iron it. Okay, you can also see the side front as well. And then for the lining, I made use of just one piece of paper stay two double pads. Now this is the back of my blouse. So what I have right there is just our normal back with a waist that's, and right at the back I also tighten the waistline just because I don't want the zipper to bulge. Okay, you already know how we do this. So now I'm going to take away the lining, and here is the actual fabric. Go ahead and bring it in, and then go right to your sewing machine and then join all this together. Now you guys, don't be in a rush. We are still going to come to how to create your mono strap. Okay, so this is the basic step I usually take before I'm able to get my mono strap neckline. Okay, now looking at my fabric, you could see that I went ahead to cut out the neckline. Now you can see that this neck is very wide. This is because it is actually for an extra large person. Okay, so guys, I'm going to go join this on my sewing machine, and this is what we have. Okay, so just the normal way of joining our bustier, that is what you're supposed to do. And you can see for the back I've also joined the waist darts, and you can see this is what we have for the wrong side, and then this is also for the lining piece, and this is the back of the lining as well. You can see that I've also joined the darts. Now what I'm going to go do is go ahead and join my zipper allowance. Okay, now to join my zipper allowance, what I want to do is I would simply fold in the front of my blouse and then place it on top the back. Okay, so you can see what I'm trying to do. Just ensure that the bust part is actually outwards, like place it in such a way as if you are wearing this, or you make use of your tailor's ham so that the bust will be able to come out. Now I'm going to ensure that the darts are aligning with each other. That is, the dart of the front and that of the back aligns properly well with the sides of my front and the side of the back also aligning, and also the shoulders should align properly well. So you can see what I'm trying to do right there. Now once I'm done arranging this, I would go ahead and mark out my zipper allowance so you can see what I'm doing. So you are just going to ensure that the necklines also align properly well, and then most especially the shoulder and the waistline. So you can see I'm trying to mark out my zipper allowance, and I've actually done that. So now what I want to do is also repeat the same thing for the lining. Now for the lining, I'm going to make use of one of the actual fabric to do that. So I placed in my two linings, making sure that the right sides are facing each other. Now I'm going to use what I marked out on the actual fabric and then trace it out on the lining piece. So you can see the way I'm trying to use my hands to locate it, and then afterwards I went ahead to connect it using a straight line. Okay, so now I'll go over to my sewing machine and use a loose stitch to join this together, because I'm still going to lose it afterwards. Okay, now you guys, you can see I am done joining the zipper allowance. You can see this is what it looks like. That is the actual fabric right there, and this is the lining. Now next thing you are gonna do is bring in the front part of the lining and then align it right side facing each other with the back of the lining, and then we are going to work on our mono strap. Now reason is because I love to use my lining to work on the mono strap before transferring to the actual fabric, because you guys, this thing can be very confusing, so you need to pay good attention to this. That's why you need to work on the lining, so that if there is any mistake you can possibly correct it. Okay, you know that lining is not that costly, but if you waste the fabric, I don't think you are going to remedy that. Do you guys understand? So you're going to have to look at what I am trying to do. So I'm going to place the back of the lining and the front wrong side facing each other. You guys, you know that when we want to shape our dresses, we normally place it right side facing each other, right? But this time around, you are going to have to place it the wrong side facing each other, as if you are wearing your dress already. Okay, so that you'll be able to get the part that you want the mono strap to face. So the front and the back should look as if you are wearing your dress already. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to explain, but if you don't understand, please glue your eye to the screen. So you can see I've used my pins to hold it down in place, the shoulder, the sides, making sure that the darts are aligning. Now it's time for you to determine where you want your mono strap, the side you want it. Okay, now go ahead and measure from your shoulder, okay, down to half an inch, which you're going to use to join the shoulders together. And then now place your tape on this half an inch line, and then measure down to where you want the mono strap to fall. I don't know if you understand me. All right, now I'm going to place my tape on this shoulder and then mark down to 7 inches, and my mono strap, I want it to be on the right side. Okay, you can actually make use of the left part. The most I've seen is usually on the left side, but for this particular tutorial I'm making it on the right side. Now guys, looking at what I'm doing on the screen right now, it might seem as if the mono strap is going to be on the left part, but no, it is going to be on the right side. You are still going to understand why. Okay, now I'm going to determine where I want the off shoulder to be, because this is like one side off shoulder, right? So I've marked it down and I'm going to connect it to the other arm. Now I'm going to ensure that my shoulders align properly well and my neckline before I forge ahead to cut this out. So that is what I'm trying to arrange right there. So once I'm done and I'm okay with what I have got, I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Now guys, I'm going to cut this out, and while cutting this, on getting to the other side of the neckline, I would try to reduce that part of the neckline a bit, because if you don't try to reduce this, that part of the neckline might be giving you a little bit of discomfort around the neck. Okay, do you guys understand? So I'm going to try to reduce the other arm a bit. All right, so guys, with this one that I just cut out, if you want to use like a yoke for it, you can actually use like a mesh or any other fabric, and then place it back again, adding seam allowance, and then cut it out. And then this same one I just cut out, I'm going to be needing it for the cutting of my sleeve, so I'm not going to do away with that, or it's either I measure what I have right there. So right there I have 6 inches. So if I want to cut out my sleeve, I'm going to off 6.5 inches, including the seam allowance I'm going to use to turn the upper part. I don't know if you are getting me. All right, so now I'm going to have to reduce the other arm a bit, like I said, so that it will not be too choky on that part. Okay, so that is what you can see me do right now. So guys, you can see we are done, and I'm trying to remove all the pins. Now next thing I'm going to do is bring in the actual fabric, and this time around I'm going to place the lining right side facing the right side of the actual fabric. Now you see why I said that this is going to be on the right part. Okay, now remember when we were cutting the lining, we placed it wrong side facing each other. That's why it seems as if the mono strap is going to be on the left part, but now you can see it's going to be on the right side, because by the time we turn the lining with the actual fabric, it's going to be on the right side. I don't know if you get me. So now that we are done with the actual fabric, that is the front part, we're going to go over to the back. So the same thing goes to the back. We are going to make sure we use our pins, hold it down in place, and then cut out the back. So you can see what I'm trying to do. Just ensure that everything aligns properly well, and then you cut it out. Okay, so guys, once I'm done cutting this off, the next thing I'm going to do now is go ahead and turn the neckline. But before I turn the neckline, I'm going to have to loosen the zipper allowance for both the lining piece and the actual fabric. So you can see what I'm trying to do here. I'm going to loosen it, and afterwards you can see what we have. Now let me open up the zipper allowance and explain something to you. So when you open up the zipper allowance, you would notice that there is this extra fabric coming up. So what you want to do is go ahead and trim it off, so that by the time you want to turn your neckline, it will fall in place. Okay, and it will also help the both side of the back align properly well. Now I've trimmed off one side, I'm going to trim off the other side as well. Now once I'm done with this, I'm going to fold it in so that you see what I've been trying to explain. Can you see how these are aligning? Okay, so now next thing you want to do is go ahead and bring in all your pieces together. So this is my front piece, and I'm going to make sure that the lining and the actual fabric are right side facing each other, and I'm going to turn the neck, top stitch it, and turn the side seam. The same thing goes with the back. So you guys, after we're done, you can see what we have. Okay, so the only place that is open right now is the down part and the armhole side. Now for the sleeve, I'm going to cut out a sleeve that is one-sided off shoulder, and the other part is going to be a sleeve that enters our normal armhole. So first of all, you're going to have to go join the zipper allowance again, and then join the side seams. Okay, so you can see what I'm trying to show you right there. And before you join the side seams, just like the normal way we join our dresses, ensure that the right side are facing each other. Also join the shoulders together, and once I'm done with all of those, I'm going to bring in the down part, equally join it, and then cut out the sleeve and also join. Okay, now guys, if you remember the skirt that we made few days ago using the slash and spread method, this is actually the upper part for it, and here is the skirt. I'm going to go join this and come show you guys what we have. So guys, here is what the blouse looks like after we are done with this. I've also joined the down part and the sleeves, and you can see what our mono strap is looking like. This is very simple and easy. So guys, here is where we'll be ending this tutorial. If you find it helpful, please do make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit on the red button if you haven't subscribed, and I will definitely see you guys in my next one. Bye.